we can start right now. So welcome everyone to our webinar. I'm happy to see everyone here. I'm happy to see our speakers. I think we will have really interesting webinar today. So how to increase app installs and subscriptions, and let's get started. As usually, you can ask all the questions here. You can ask questions in chat, in questions area. We will answer them, or if not, we will find answers and send them by emails later. So experts, it's me, Elizabeth. I'm from Asadesk team. I'm working with clients and so on. I have a lot of experience from them. It's Julia from G5 Entertainment and Nikita Maidana from Adapti. I will ask our experts to introduce themselves before the speeches. So our lecture plan: case studies, seasonal graphics, then I will tell about how to attract potential users to an application page, and lesser known facts and tips about in-app subscriptions. Julia, I will ask you to start and tell us about yourself, and you can start your part.
Yeah, thanks. Hi everyone, I'm Julia. I'm working in G5 Entertainment as a manager for almost 2 years. I have been working in the sphere of mobile games for 10 years, and I have a huge background not only in App Store optimization, but in user acquisition, social media, and so on. So currently I'm in G5, and I work with the title Sherlock. It's a hidden object game. So let's move to my presentation. So today I'm going to talk about ways to attract new users to the app's product page on stores. As visual optimization is a crucial part of conversion optimization flow, each ASO manager should use all possible ways to attract potential users. As we all know, people are visual oriented, and the visuals are managed much quicker in the brain in comparison to the textual information. So according to research, 90% of data that is transmitted to our brain is in the form of visuals. So why do we need to pay attention to visual attraction? By increasing visual attractiveness of the product page, we improve the conversion and successfully convert potential users to active users. I will share with you 2 ways of visual optimization, which are, to my opinion, underestimated a little bit, but could be really successful for the project. So these ways are first seasonal graphics and second cultural graphics. So we will start with the seasonal graphics. With the help of seasonal graphics, ASO manager synchronizes the product page visual assets with a seasonal event or holiday in the specific country. So you need to pay attention to characters, their appearance, elements, for example, Christmas tree during the Christmas season, and etc., and landmarks. So why do we need to optimize the product page during the season? So the question of, because a good understanding of typical user behavior during seasonal events helps out to plan a marketing strategy and adjust marketing or in-application experience accordingly. For example, during the Christmas season, people spend more time with their friends, families, and play more mobile games. So it could be a point for us to increase and work with the product page, increase conversion. So the second one is the cultural graphics. Culturalization is really important. People perceive the culture much better. So you need to adapt your product page to cultural and local nuances. So cultural key points are colors, characters, social aspect, text, elements, and landmarks. In my example, you can see in the picture that for Japanese people, the social component is really necessary and important. So they use a lot of characters in their group product page, but for the USA, it's not so obligatory. Of course, we are humans with a lot of stereotypes, so we make a lot of mistakes because of this way of thinking. So that's why we need before using any character, we need to talk with native speakers and just to avoid the common mistakes of some managers. And so here you can see what mistakes are really common among our managers. The first, we use characters with appearance that doesn't fit to the specific culture. For example, we think that the Japanese people similar to Chinese or Korean, but it's not like this. A second one, we do not adapt text for the specific country or use Google Translate, at least for localization. And we do not use colors and cultural elements that are specific to a particular country. As you can see in my example, we need to understand that some elements which are okay, for example, for USA, are prohibited in other countries because of some social rules, history, and etc. For example, using gun, blood, and the appearance of characters. And also the common mistake is we use Portuguese language for localizing product page in Brazil, or Spanish in all Latin countries, or maybe simplified Chinese in all Asian countries. So my quick summary will be about steps for some manager the page with the help of seasonal and cultural graphics. First of all, you need to make a cultural research for targeted countries and speak with natives. Highlight attractive visual points to use during the seasonal event in the particular country. Then you need to implement these elements to your product page graphical assets. And of course, compare users' behavior before and after the implementation. And the last but not the least meaning, you need to share your results with the team and also compare with data in your product. So that's all. I hope my presentation was useful for you, all of you, and you will try to optimize the product page accordingly to my small advices and raise your conversion. So if you have any question, I can answer about. I think that no questions. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it's quite simple, and thanks. It's very interesting about culturalization and all this stuff. I adore graphics, and I adore the game on which you're working. It's really interesting. When I see, even when I download the updates, I love to see that the icon is changed, and all this. Really great. Thank you so much. And don't forget to follow these tips. I am talking about the audience right now. So thank you so much. Let's go to other different steps in increasing app installs. Right now, I will tell you a little bit more things. So I'm Elizabeth, I'm customer success lead at Asadesk. You can come to me, you can come to my team. We will talk about your specific application, and we actually can, during our tour, tell you about interesting and growth points of your app. So just come to me and we will talk about your application and how to increase and boost your app installs. So I will tell you about text metadata, App Store in-app purchases, rating and regularity of new reviews in context of improving the conversion of your app installs in search. So we are talking about search here, organic traffic. Text metadata. App title and subtitle, the main fields in App Store, in Google Play Store, the main fields of your application, the things which users see first when they are scrolling the search results. So first one, optimization of the app name and subtitleable visibility in search. Users don't see the whole name usually. No, the users don't see the whole name when they type anything in the search bar. When they press enter and see the search result, they see first syllables, maybe 20 of them, maybe 15, not all of them. So for example, I will tell a little bit more about branding here also. If you have like not a very popular brand name, you can put it at the end, and in first place put keywords, popular keywords, generic keywords, like for example, your app is about meditation and its name is meditility, something like that. If you put meditility, meditation for relax, relax can be just meditation for in the search result. But if you changed meditation for relax and then your brand name, it can really increase the conversion because the users will see what this app is about. The same is about subtitle, that you need to use available characters. Don't forget that we have 30 syllables in title and subtitle in the App Store, and you need to use all of them. Of course, here you can just collect all the popularity of all the keywords, for example, of generic keywords. If one more time, your app is about meditation, relaxation, and so on, you can collect all the generic keywords and sum their popularity and the popularity of your brand name. For example, if your brand name is Calm and its popularity is more than popularity of all other keywords, generic keywords, of course you can save and put just only Calm in your title. The users will automatically see it, understand that this is Calm, nothing else, and download it. But if you understand that the popularity of your brand name is less or even much less than the popularity of all generic keywords, put generic keywords first and then your brand. One more thing about icon that you can put if you have like more interesting generic keywords, more popular, more strong generic keywords, put the name of your brand on your icon. It also can help you to have more syllables in your title. So it's about branding and suitability for the user. I actually love the name of this app, Sleep Science, Game for Bed, Play to Sleep. If I will see this application, I wouldn't understand what this app will do for me. And I think a lot of people wouldn't. Is this a game, or is this about it is a game that will put me to sleep, or I need to play this game if I want to sleep, so I really don't understand. Try to go to your colleagues, to your friends, and show the title for them. Do you understand my application, what it's about, or do you understand its killer features, and so on? Just remember about your users. Don't try to put all the keywords in your name. It should be also suitable for users. And strong generic keywords, one more time. Sometimes when we are talking about the clients, they want to have something in the title, like in Google search, like for example, go to bed, go to sleep fast, something like that. It's not beautiful, and go to sleep, it's not a strong keywords, definitely. But sleeping well, something like that, will definitely put more users, will attract more users to your application. So you need to check popularity of the keywords and put them in your visible areas. Promo text and short description. These guys definitely influence on conversion. Use all available characters. Don't leave these fields empty. If we are talking about short description in Google Play, first of all, the users see it. The second one is that it is also indexed by the Google Play Store. So you don't need to put all the keywords and just make it unreadable for users. And remember of the spam. It's the third point here, the transparency and absence of spam. Really important for Google Play, because if you spam popular keywords, if you spam your keywords which you like and on which you would like to be found by users, Google can lower your rank on these keywords if you spam them. About, yes, and promo text and short description in text of conversion, right there about updates and app rewards, especially if we're talking about App Store, because right now I remember that Google Play told that you can't you can't tell users about rewards, anything like that in your description, but in App Store you can. So for example, here on screenshot we see 50 off premium lifetime. To get a discount, install the app. Amazing. Call to action, 50% premium lifetime, really cool promo text. And remember that promo text is available for new users. So, and the App Store, for example, only collect the number of new downloads, app units. So that's why you need to work with them. And strong generic keywords in short description, especially in short description in Google Play. Promo text is not indexed by the App Store, but it can influence on your conversion. 30 symbols of subtitle in App Store is not indexed by the App Store. Actually, I can't say that this is still true, but for some applications it's true, for others not. We didn't see like we didn't see anything used here actually, so we just try to use 30 symbols, but if we see that we are not indexed by the last keywords, we change it to 29. So just experiment about this. Description. So description, according to all researchers, only 5% of users read the description. But anyway, if you want to have plus 5% of downloads, create correct description structure. Use description design, use emojis, use different, like here you see how you need to do and how you don't need to do. For example, USA calendar, I actually wouldn't even read anything because about this app it's not interesting, but scanner app, electronic signature, text recognition, pin protection, advanced PDF scanners, amazing. I already understand the killer features of this app, and I will maybe download it if I'm searching for scanner app and I read the description. Media reviews and rewards, you can also put it in App Store. And if we are talking about Google Play, absence of spam, remember that you can't put the keywords too much. Remember about spam. You can check it actually by any counter of words, of keywords, and so on. App Store keywords. It's important to use all available characters. For example, here you can see that CoStar astrology, it's 17 syllables, so 17 charts. So you maybe it's better to use CoStar than point astrology, comma astrology in keyword set. Of course, if we are talking about Google Play, remember that CoStar astrology and CoStar is different keywords, but CoStar is already used twice. So don't make it used 7 times or 8 times, not to create the spam. So, and of course you need to check the popularity of the keywords. Don't put unpopular keywords, you can check it by daily impressions using Assadesk, or search ads popularity also is available, but only for App Store. In-app purchases, the really thing we were talking about in-app purchases in our webinar about trends in 2022, and we see that the App Store is working on them and promote them. So thanks to in-app purchases, Meditopia, for example, create the whole page, the whole screen of this application. So I don't see the second app, I see Meditopia and subscription premium. Amazing. So I think that conversion of the second position on this keyword meditation is really low, and the first one, of course, is a lot higher, because subscription and app, all the screen to one application. So we have case study actually about meditation, so you can watch it. And there we tell more. And yeah, additional application parameters which can also influence on conversion rate. Application size. You know that right now, if the application is more than 200 megabytes, you can't download it. You can download it only using Wi-Fi and so on. So that's why if it's large size of application, it can be uninstalled if the users don't have more storage, and they will prefer the application of a smaller size. Also, it can increase actually a lot of negative reviews. If, for example, it's a game and you made a lot of interesting updates, the application size is coming bigger and bigger, just remember that it also can influence on your rating. Update frequency, definitely App Store indexed the update frequency, and in first 72 hours after the update, the app will get a boost, and the App Store algorithm will actively promote it. And we even see, plus you will also have not like always, but we see the tendency that you can get more better reviews if update was great, if it wasn't caused a lot of bugs and so on. So you can have more rating, and if you have more reviews, the App Store will promote you higher. The Google Play actually also check it, but not as much as App Store. And update frequency is very important for some users. For example, if I want to, first one, if I want to download the app and I see that the last update was a year ago, for example, maybe I will think that something is going wrong with this application. I want the one who develop each month, for example. You develop in each month. And the second one is that if you didn't update the application for a year or for half a year, the App Store can lower your ranks because it thinks that you are not working with application, and that's why you can't be on the first top positions. Use all the features to increase traffic. Product pages, in-app events, live ops, all of this can increase it and traffic, and of course conversion. Here, for example, Family Farm Adventure, it's my latest purchase from the App Store, and actually I've done it because of the event. I see this new event, I love this amazing graphic. Even like here, I like this screenshot because here you can compare first place township and the second Family Farm. You see how better looks Family Farm Adventure because of the event. It's interesting screenshot. It has more space in the search result. So I would probably even don't see a township. All my attention is to Family Farm Adventure. I don't know, what about you? You can write me right now. Am I right or wrong? So in-app events, product pages, all of it is also promoted and supported by the App Store. So that's why don't forget about it. Rating and frequency of new reviews. I've talked about this before, how important is rating. So you can reset rating. If it's bad, it's better to do it. And for example, if you've done if you've done like heavy changes in your or strong changes in your application to get nice reviews, ask for reviews on the app in the right places. think about it when you ask for the review. For example, we've got the case when the application was asking for a review after the free period, like the free part of the application. So you finish the free part, there, okay, right now you need to buy the subscription to continue. And after we asked for the review, of course, the users are not satisfied with this situation, and they've left bad review, like, oh my God, why I need to pay for this application? And when we change it, we've had higher rating. Regular purchase of reviews and ratings. I think that telling that you need to regular purchase a rating and reviews, it's better to work with your application and listen to your users, understand what they want, read the reviews, read the long reviews, what they're asking for, what features they're asking for, and so on and so forth. So you can have high rating. But if not, if anything is happening, like for example, there are applications which have bad reviews, not about the apps, but maybe about the products which are in this app, like different stores and so on. So that's why maybe you need to purchase. So if you need it, just do it. Don't be so afraid about it. And replies to reviews. Of course, replies to reviews, because first one, if we're talking about Google Play, you can put in your replies keywords. Like for example, we're talking about any meditation. Okay, let's talk about meditation. And someone leaves you great app, just like that, and 5-star. Thank you for choosing our meditation app. Amazing. Meditation keywords is in the replies. If we are talking about the second point here, it's that when you answer the reviews, the users can change, especially bad reviews, the users can change them to 4 to 5 stars. And if users are changing their rating and you have higher rating, it's really influence on not only on conversion but also on your positions in the store. How long does it take for Google to accept? Actually, it's really hard question, because we usually, as an agency, we usually evaluate it from month to 2 months. Because you know that for 2 days you will definitely, no, not definitely, but very often you can lose your positions. In a week, it should be like normal, like previous. But to see all the changes, like 1 month minimum. When we're playing with store listing experiments, I think it's months in Google Play. For iOS, it's a week or 2, but for Google Play, definitely a month, maybe even a month and a half. Checklist. Yes, I will shortly. Live ops, it's really hard question about live ops. It's like different changing. I will try to answer it shortly. Different changing in the games, like you can create changing after the app is released, and when you are doing it, you need to tell the users about it, like updates. But not updates that was planned, that updates that was created by listening to users' feedback, like that. And actually in Google there are really cool articles about this, which especially about mobile applications. Max, I can send you by email after with the recording of this webinar. And checklist for finding growth hypothesis. So here, analyze the app icon. Compare it with your competitors. Try to find more interesting points, as Julia said. For screenshots, the same culturalization, different like Christmas time and so on. It's definitely working. As a little bit game player, I can tell you definitely that I really love this stuff about Christmas and so on, especially when we have holidays and time for playing games. Title, subtitles, short description are clear and transparent. They are really telling the users about killer features or about what your app is about. And of course, available characters and popular keywords, because we are talking about stores who give us positions, and these positions on these keywords bring users to us. See if it worth adding anywhere to the short description. I think definitely yes, especially if we're talking about App Store, and because it can promote us. Analyze the structure of the description and its design. Also, plus 5% of users will come to you. And add motivated messages. Oh, I forget to tell you about this. In your promo text, what's new sphere, especially what's new sphere, what's new field, because there you can add like, if you like our app, give us a review, or we are happy for new reviews. So it's not in the app, it's in the field what's new, and what's new is for the users who are using your app, so they see it when they download your, when they update your application. So it can give you more reviews. We have like the case in the article that it brings us plus 20% of reviews when we've added this message to what's new section. Compare your app size to competitor apps. One more thing, if we are talking about the game or the app, of course, the size will be different. So just compare to competitors' app. If all competitors are heavy, so okay, your application can be heavy because users will definitely choose on other parameters. Check the keyword filter in the App Store for spaces and analyze keyword popularity. Yes, because App Store only 160 syllables, really small. So check all the keywords properly. In-app purchases, really, right now they are promoted by the Apple, so use them. Start working with featured reviews and analyze the shortcomings of your work with reviews. Yes, just work with your reviews. I think we will have another webinar, so I will tell you more about reviews and how they are influenced. So welcome everyone to our next webinar about reviews. And consider localizing your app for new markets. Definitely not consider, just do it. If you can, if you are not working only in one country, according to specific of your application, just localize it on new markets, new opportunities, new users, new downloads, new money, as I love to say. So, and useful information. So I would like to answer the question about picture in the in-app event. It's really depends a lot on your application. So I really can't tell just like the whole advice for everyone. So if you would like, we can talk about it. You can write me in Telegram or by email. We can talk about your specific application. The best way to A/B test screenshots is to do it via App Store or maybe via Apple Search Ads. But App Store, like, you know, first 2 weeks you have these screenshots and app update in the store, and then the next 2 weeks in another screenshots in the store or using Apple Search Ads, also working nicely. I also can send you useful information about Apple Search Ads testing after the webinar with our recording. Trial as a desk features for free. Come to us. We can give you free trial of our instruments. You see the banner here, and also we can help you with your application. We can discuss it. We can find new interesting points for growth. Free email course. We have free email course. It's quite interesting. SEO growth hacks. You can also press on the banner here, and it will direct you to our course, and you can start it. There are different interesting hypotheses for your application. And as a community, join us. We have Slack group. We talk here. We discuss different interesting news about ASO and any interesting webinars here. Join it. Banner is here. So I see the questions, but I would like actually to welcome Nikita. So if you will have me this opportunity, I will answer them at the end. Yes? Okay, thank you so much. And I want Nikita to start because he has a lot of interesting things to tell us, and I think I've taken a lot of time. So yeah, Nikita, please, it's your turn right now.
Thanks, Liz. Okay, hey everyone, my name is Nikita. I hope you can hear me well and see me well. My talk's today called Over the Trial, and I try to put as much useful information about subscriptions as possible in one 20-minute talk. So I hope you leave this webinar with some ideas and new knowledge. Okay, why I even talk about subscriptions? Well, I guess you know why, because I'm head of product at Adaptive, and we work with the subscriptions a lot. And also subscriptions are a dominant way to monetize your non-gaming app. and even games are catching up. So they have even more and more subscriptions each year. So if it's dominant way to monetize any app in App Store, I guess we should know how they work, right? How subscriptions work, what nuances do they have, and I try to get over some of them in this talk. So plan for today. I'll talk about some lesser known subscription tools that Apple provides. Maybe you won't know about all of them, maybe you know about some of them. I'll just talk about it. Then a couple of tips about improving your paywalls. Then I'll answer some common questions that I hear a lot, maybe in my personal messages or from our customers. Well, I'll just answer them. And at the end, I'll finish with some interesting parts, interesting bits from subscription world that I noticed during my years as Apple developer. So I hope it will be useful. Okay, first, lesser known subscription tool that Apple provides is Grace Period. It's pretty easy to implement. You just have to turn it on in your App Store Connect. What is it? It's a special period in which your user gets when he somehow fails to renew his subscription. So instead of going immediately into billing retry state, he'll get into this grace period, which is 6 days for a weekly subscription and 16 days for any other period of subscription. Why it's helpful? Because, well, during this grace period, users still have access to your features, to your subscription. So he doesn't lose access, and he can quickly fix his issue with the card or something like that. And you have better, you have less churn rate because of billing issues, and well, better conversions. So turn it on. Then about family sharing. Well, it's a quite new feature. You can turn it on in App Store Connect for specific in-app purchase ID, but you should know that not all subscriptions have to be shareable. You can create some maybe more pricey family plan on your paywall, turn it on, and share this subscription to the whole family and make it more pricey. Okay, subscription bundle. I was pretty surprised when I was reading Apple's documentation. You can implement it via your own server or using Adaptive, for example. You know about apps bundles, right? Which one grace period works better? Well, you can change grace period. Okay. So you can implement subscription for a number of your apps with this subscription bundle. You can try it and make and promote your other apps via same subscription. You can implement it with our service. So try it on. So from the name of my talk, Over the Trial, I was trying to encourage you to use some other intro offers other than trial. One of them is pay upfront, and other is pay as you go. Pay upfront is a special period for a special price that you can set for your subscription. Instead of being just a free trial, you can set like $10 for the first month or something like that. And then subscription will renew for regular price. Pay as you go is same, but a number of renewals. So like 3 months for $10 or something like that. I encourage you to try it on. You can pretty easily implement it. Just turn it on in your App Store Connect. And our data shows that some subscriptions works better with pay upfront than with trial. So go on. Promo offers. It's not that easy to implement than other intro offers, but they can be used to retain and win back churn subscribers. It's special offers that are not available to new users, but they're pretty can be interesting for your churn subscribers, for example. We have a whole feature, whole implementation in Adapty. It's not easy to implement yourself, but well, you can try and make a promo campaign, a return campaign for your users, give them some sale offer or something like that, and use promo offers for that purpose. Also, in promo offers, you even can use a trial again. So even if your user is using trial, already used trial, he can use it again if you implement promo offers. Offer codes is a new feature in App Store Connect. Well, I guess you know that you can't implement your own promo code system because it's prohibited by Apple review guidelines, but you can use Apple's system. You can create up to 150,000 codes in 6 months, so it's quite a lot. You can promote specific subscriptions via them. Also, you can distribute them as much as you want. You just can't sell them. That's just one rule from Apple. But I think you might know about it, but you might not know about offer code URL. It's a special URL for redeeming a code that you can send to your users, for example. And this way you can provide this sale or any offer to them just by clicking on a URL. And recently, Apple made it even more useful. They made a way to write any free-form text as a promo code, so you can write something like Autodesk webinar or something like that as promo code and use it to sell your subscriptions, cheaper or something like that. It's even more obscure feature, renewal extension API. It's a special API that got released with StoreKit 2. It allows you to extend renewal date for your subscriptions. So, for example, if your service was down or something was wrong and you want to provide some free period for your customers, for example, you can postpone the renewal date via this API. It can be useful for customer support, and I think not a lot of people know about it. So now you know. And also with StoreKit 2, Apple presented a couple of screens, system screens that you can implement just with one line of code. It's a subscription managing screen and a refund request screen. You can use them if you're sure about your product, if you want to support your customers as much as you can. And now it's not required to use them, but I'll talk about it later. So if you want to make a managing subscription button or refund button for some reason, you can do it just in one line of code. And don't sleep on Xcode testing of subscriptions. It's quite a new tool. Recently, you had to test everything via sandbox users. It was not really convenient, but now on Xcode, you can tell it to your developers, so try yourself. It's quite easy to test all number of subscription nuances and renewals and so on, just by a special program. Okay, that's all for subscription tools. Now I'll try to give you a couple of tips about improving your paywalls. And first one, I still see a lot of it. Legal text in your paywall is not required, I think, for a couple of years already. So if you still have a legal text under your restore purchases button or something like that, you can safely remove it. It doesn't require. You won't get rejected for it. All legal text is already present on payment confirmation sheet, so you don't have to place it on your screen. This screenshot is from old Apple documentation, so well, don't place legal text. And maybe obvious for some people, maybe not. A/B tests for paywalls really does work. We have metrics in Adaptive. We can see that they really can improve your revenue. We even see that app developers who run A/B tests see like 30% improvement of revenue in a couple of months. So if you think that you know the best, if you think that you know perfect pricing for your app, you should still try to run a couple of A/B tests and see if you can improve on it. Or try something from a previous part of my talk, like pay upfront feature or something like that. But I want to encourage you to think about the first-time user experience of a user in your app, because initial funnel before a paywall is as much as important as the paywall itself. Even can be more influential on your conversion rates than a funnel, than a paywall itself. So think about your user experience. Think about what questions do you ask, what roadblocks user can have on this path. How can you make it more personal? How can you make it more engaging, and build a funnel and see an improvement? Natalia in chat asks how to perform A/B tests for a paywall. You can use Adaptive for that, so it doesn't count as advertisement if someone asked me about it. So I guess that's it. Also, make it move. It's not moving now. It's because it's PDF, but it was moving in Keynote. Just trust me. So I want to encourage you to try to make a video paywall, because from my experience and from experience of other developers, we see that it can improve. It can really improve conversion rate. So if you will leave this talk with one idea in head, will it be trying a video paywall? It's easy and it can be really influential. So that's all for paywalls. Now I'll answer common questions that I see a lot. So how to implement subscriptions? Well, I guess I can give you one SaaS tool for that, but for real, just use some service. Don't write it yourself. Don't make it harder. Don't make your life harder, please. Use the ready service, implement it in a couple of lines of code, and don't validate your purchases on the client side, because it's not safe. So how to price subscription at the beginning of the life cycle of your app? You don't have any data. You, of course, haven't run any A/B tests. Well, look at your competitors. For example, if you're making a VPN app, I guess you should make a $5 per week subscription, something like that, because that's what your competitors do. But then after release, you should make A/B tests. You should try different monetization strategies and see what works best for you. But think about LTV, a lifetime value of your user, because that's how you can compare different monetization strategies, like with trial, without trial, and so on. And also our PPU, average revenue per paying user. We have this metric in Adaptive, also in A/B tests, so it can be really helpful in deciding well, how to price your subscriptions. What trial period should I choose? Well, think about your life cycle, your user life cycle, and period of receiving value from your product. So, for example, we in a SubHub podcast have a guest from a Flow app, and they provide 3 months trial subscription. It may sound a lot, but the value of their app is, well, monthly. So that's how they calculated that 3 months is enough for user to receive a value and for user to stick and then convert to a paying subscriber. So think about that. And but usually from our data, we see that most app developers set 3 or 7 days trial periods. I receive bad reviews. It's a common issue when you think about subscription monetization for your app. You can receive a lot of bad reviews about subscription, but you can, well, make it not so much impactful on your ratings if you ask a system review, this pop-up with the stars, at the right moment, when like some aha moment, when user gets the most value from your application. If you at this time ask for a system review, you probably get 5 stars, and this bad reviews about subscriptions being pricey will be lost in a number of positive reviews. And also, you can always ask user to change the review if it surprisingly works. If you fixed an issue that user asks about in review, you can write him and ask for changing a rating, and people do that. So it's not so hopeless as it may seem. So that's all for common questions. Now I'll give you some interesting observations about subscription world that I collected during the years. So I hope you'll find something that you haven't heard about previously. And first one is a lot of subscriptions in App Store. You can see that some apps have like 10, 20 different prices on the same subscriptions in the App Store, and that's why, because they're testing different prices. You can't hide or unhide subscriptions from different users because you're doing A/B test. All the subscriptions should be ready for sale. So there's nothing you can do about it, and it's not really harmful. But if you're a user yourself, you can always go to App Store and have this life hack from me and to select a cheaper subscription. Sorry, app developers, about this life hack. Then we noticed that a number of apps like Twitter and YouTube have a way to be a patron of sorts and support creators with a subscription, but they obviously can't use any other methods of getting the money from you other than app subscriptions. So yeah, that's how they do it. They do hundreds of different in-app subscriptions, different product IDs. I hope that they have some private API from Apple for doing that, because if they not, they have like 10 people on the support who usually who just making these subscriptions manually. But anyway, if you're considering making person-to-person subscriptions like a Patreon of sorts, you can make it like these apps. YouTube even make this subscription groups. So if one author is getting kicked out from partner program, they will just delete the whole subscription group. Return to sale, it's an interesting topic. I just stumbled upon it myself when I returned from one of my subscriptions was taken from the sale from the App Store, but then I returned it to sale, and all the users who had this subscription previously and haven't canceled it manually got renewal from the Apple. So it was unexpected. I definitely did not expect it. But you should know that if user still is milling retry period, this 60 days on this chart, Apple will still try to rebill a user even if you pull your subscription from the sale and then return it. So a general rule of thumb here is that if Apple can somehow get money from the user, well, they will. So your money, their money, they'll get it if they can. Also, interesting part about subscription, not so obvious for me previously, but when we were working on subscription report about different subscriptions and prices, and we calculated LTV, lifetime value, from the users from different subscription periods. Almost in all countries, weekly subscription is 2 times more profitable than monthly. So just keep that in mind when choosing your subscription strategy. And the whole report, you can read it via this QR code. I don't have a fancy banner, but I hope you'll find something useful in here. A couple of my predictions, just to sum up. Digital Markets Act, it's like a GDPR, but for subscriptions. So it's already in move in European Union, and I think you can think about it as a done deal. It's just a matter of time before European Union will allow users to have any other ways to make purchase other than Apple and Google subscriptions and in apps. So be ready for it. Our market and our rules of this market is going to be more complex in the coming years, I think. So be prepared mentally and technically, and you can subscribe to our Telegram channel to be always on the edge of the news. Also, I talked previously about refund and manage system screens at Apple's, and now in human face guidelines and in review guidelines, they are not required. But I think maybe in next year they will be, because it looks like it's Apple's strategy to make more transparent and more clear subscriptions for users. So I'll guess we'll see that these screens are gonna be required if you have a subscription. So I guess that's it. I can answer your questions, and if you have any other questions, you can always hit me up by this link, and we can discuss subscriptions together, and I can help you with them. Thanks, Autodesk, for inviting me to this webinar. Well, thanks.
Yeah, Nikita, I would like you to ask. We've answered all the questions in the chat. Yeah. Alex,
there was a question about grace period, that which period works better. I was talking about Apple's grace periods. You can't choose a period. Well, it looks like in Google you can. I don't know which works better. But I guess that the longer period, the more time for user to return from this billing retry state to subscription. So I guess the longer period is the better. How to perform A/B tests for Paywall, and the next question is where can you find the doc for implementing Apple subscription? Both of them answered by Adapti. That's our service. That's what we do. So check our service, check our documentations. We have it covered already. So I guess that's it. And also promote app events and show this. I guess that's questions for you.
Thank you so much, Nikita. Very interesting.
Thanks.
And about how is it better to promote in-app events and short description. Definitely, it depends on your application. What is it about? For example, if it's a game, like first one, just to tell that we have Christmas event, or we have fall time, or what is the celebration of death? How is it called? I forget. Halloween. We have Halloween party in our game, something like that. Or if it's like the any sale, you can put, like in Apple, it's not a short description, it's promo text. So you can put like 50% discount on our subscriptions, 50% on a yearly subscription, something like that. Actually, it depends on the application, and you can check your competitors. You can, for example, look for the best, of course, of them. Just find the best applications who are working. I think that's the brand one. They are always working with what's new, promo text, so on. So just search, for example, what they've done on Christmas time, what they've done in September, what they've done in I don't know, Halloween time, just like that. And how you asked for rate and reviews in the what's new. Actually, it's just like should be simple, not just the call to action. Give the review or something like that. Anything, we would be happy to get your feedback about new updates, or we're always waiting for your reviews. Just like that, you will be happy to get reviews. Something like that, not call to action. And Yana, we have, I think we have it here. No, in our recording of the webinar, we will share the article about on which actually my speech was based, so you can read everything there more properly. I think so. So thanks everyone. Thanks Nikita. Thanks Julia. All the participants on our webinar. I think we answered all the questions and we are done. So thanks for watching. And it's only 1 hour. It was really great. And welcome to our webinars.
Bye everyone.